Hi, Stargazers. Arik here, talking about the Capricorn 2020-2021 season. Wow, it's a big shift. Capricorn, Earth sign shifting from Sagittarius, so it's cooler. There's more ambition, uh, connected to the mountains, for example. Capricorn always wants to achieve something. Really hard workers, so it's no coincidence that it's falling during the new year and Christmas time when we really want to like start off on a fresh foot, working hard, having really good intentions, and also enjoying kind of the material things. But it's really interesting because Capricorn is an earth sign. It's not the easiest month of the year, because it's kind of like it's the first sign of the new year, but it's also the last sign of every year. So it's kind of like it's shifting from one to the other. And you will also notice that Capricorn, although it's an earth sign, inside it has a lot of very watery tendencies. It can be very emotional. You'll know that if you have a relationship with the Capricorn, that they have a hard exterior, but inside they have emotions. So we have to all be very mindful of not um, being afraid of our emotions. They're not going to break us. Okay, there's a lot going on. I mean, wow, 2020 has been really intense, and I actually have a 2021 forecast that I totally want to recommend that you listen to that. But it's really interesting because on the first day of the winter solstice, which is the day that begins Capricorn, we have the once in a lifetime Jupiter conjunction with Saturn. And I've done a forecast about that, but basically it's like it's the best teacher and the worst teacher coming together saying, okay, what have you learned? It's happening in Aquarius. It's bringing a little bit of turbulence as well because Aquarius is very unpredictable. But it's like we have to really liberate ourselves from the material addictions that includes information, things that are just kind of weighing us down. So when the winter solstice hits, which is always the first day of Capricorn, these planets, they're going to be in these very critical degrees, shaking up the system, giving 2020 the encore that we all didn't really want to see happen. As most of us have been in quarantine throughout 2020, let's just call it characteristics ruled by Saturn, which also rules over Capricorn. Saturn is limiting and confining, and as we've been limited to our homes and confining in quarantine, we've become dependent on the internet for school, for food, for relationships. That's how we're connecting with people. And even before we were in quarantine, we were very much dependent on it, but then it became like a real utility, a real necessity. So what we need to be very mindful of is that we are not using the internet as like thinking that's going to bring us liberation or thinking that's going to give us enlightenment. It's not, because whatever we get from the internet or whatever information we get really from anything, it's not going to give us the answers we need, because it might provide us with information, but it's not going to tell us what to do, because only we can choose what to do, right? So we have to think about how we make things material, how we put things ahead of our intuition, how we put things ahead of, like, out of priority. So throughout that whole 2020 year, we've become really dependent on this network. And now that we're having the Jupiter Saturn conjunction in Aquarius, which is also connected to networks on the first day of Capricorn, it's going to be a lot of things just hitting all at once. So I've talked about this a lot. I've mentioned the 5D, the fifth dimension, like beyond time and space. And every time we're looking at a screen, even as you're watching this, our brain goes into 2D, and that's okay, but not when we think that it's 3D. And that's what happens a lot with the next generation, like Gen Z, the homelanders that are growing up. They think that they look at 2D and they think that it's all like it's 3D. So we need to use 2D to help transcend 3D, but so that we can get into 5D and to not get just stuck in 2D and think that it's 3D. Because 3D, that's the present. That's where we can actually change our destiny. That's where we can use that Capricorn energy. By the way, I'm doing a virtual ritual online workshop of Capricorn with that Saturn Jupiter alignment, links in the bio or wherever you're watching this. We're going to help to really uplift the world and to really harmonize the energy that as it's hitting your chart. Because a lot of the Capricorn season, it's being upstaged by this Saturn Jupiter conjunction, because they are both leaving Capricorn and going into Aquarius. So it might give Capricorn a little bit of an empty nest syndrome, where we have to kind of like, we have to confront and see, okay, so what's going on? These planets have just gone through Capricorn and now they're in Aquarius, and we have to kind of see, where do we stand now? So you guys, as much as we like to believe the information that we get online, we think it's all real, we think it's the guidance, it's not. We only get real answers from within. We only get answers and guidance from within, and also from an authentic teacher. So we have to be very mindful of this and to not, mislead ourselves. So I'm going to be talking more about this in the online workshop. But Capricorn also really gives us the ability to really control our destiny, as we are controlling our consciousness once and for all, so that we can get the answers. So I have a long list of all the transits that are going on throughout Capricorn. I just want to throw it out there. On January 6th, actually, Mars will go into Taurus after being in Aries, being in quarantine in Aries for all of 2020. And this is going to, shift our mindset into going from a sprint into a marathon, and building endurance and confronting bullies, and also not being a bully. And then on January 20th, which is the same day as the US inauguration of the president, Mars is also going to be aligned with Uranus in Taurus, and it's going to be explosive. And so this is really, it's kind of a bumpy start here with the 2020, as I've said in my forecast. I'm sorry, in 2021. But it's really not an easy alignment. We also had a very difficult alignment at the beginning of 2020, which I did a class on in Los Angeles. And then the whole plague broke out and everything. And the Mars-Uranus conjunction, that is not easy. And it's in Taurus, which is, again, this energy of systems and bullying and religion and politics and all that. So it's going to be, fight for freedom. The people, we're going to have to really see what happens with all the groups and all the masses of people, because healing wants to come through, but it's going to come with a big message. So both of these planets are a bit warring. Uranus can be kind of turbulent terrorist, and and Mars is the warrior. So let's see what happens. I want to just mention how the Capricorn season is going to influence each sign now. So let's start with Capricorn, because this is your season. So you're having your solar return. Please, book a solar return reading to see how the year is going to be ahead for you. So you're going to, let's see, you're Capricorn, you're a little bit extra ambitious this season. You have a lot of power to intend the reality you want, and you're willing to work for it. But first, you need to process everything that Jupiter and Saturn just did for you in the past year. So get with your favorite astrologer. I'm happy to see you as well, and see what were the lessons that you had to learn. Aquarius, it's really important to connect with friends and associates this month. Uranus, your ruler, is still running through Taurus, slowing you down, making you revalue everything. Now, when you're ready, reach out to people you might have abandoned and tell them that you appreciate them. Your ego's not going to like it, but your spirit will love it. And Jupiter and Saturn have just moved into your sign, and you're going to feel like big lessons are coming now for you. Mercury is also going to move into your sign on January 8th, giving you all the right words to speak. Drink plenty of good water. Very important to have charge your water, have a good filter, drink bottled water, whatever it is. Very important throughout this season. And Pisces, you really want a lot out of life this Capricorn season. The moon begins in your sign, giving you inspiration and freedom to dream. Just don't dream yourself into a strange place. It's time to break the chains that are keeping you in fear. You have to live your life and show others how it's done. You're not in this fight alone, whatever you're going through, and you have lots of friends and spiritual guidance showing you the way. Please pay attention to your dreams as you receive teachings, from your dreams. And there's a lot going on in the cosmos. So just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Aries, what's up? So you're healing some identity matters, boosting your appearance, boosting your confidence this season. Mars is finally leaving your sign on January 6th, shifting your focus onto building upon everything that has restructured you over the past year. Keep it together as you heal your ability to see a bright future. This is amazing. So keep on smiling and moving, even if others around you, they can't stand it. Just be the independent Aries that you are. Taurus, Mars is going to enter your sign on January 6th, putting fire under your butt, which, by the way, I just realized January 6th is also a really important date in Washington. So that's interesting. But you will not be able to stand still. Okay, you have a lot of energy. So what will you do with all that energy? That's what you're asking yourself. Your sensory receptors are heightened. So really try to channel that energy into something artistic, something creative. You really feel your body this month. So take care of your throat, take care of your hormones. January 20th is going to be a very big day for you. So it's really time to find the right direction and to set sail and to not look back. So you're not, choose your battles, but make sure they're going in the right direction so that you can win your own inner war. Gemini, all about intimate relationships. If you feel like everything is coming and going this month, focus on what's staying. If you think that there's not enough and you're wondering what you're up to, just sit still and find the easy silence in your most trusted relationships. Now is the time to really contact and reach out to students and teachers that you trust and that have the best interest at heart for you. Cancer, Capricorn season is a completely opposite time for you. It's time to celebrate your half birthday, get a chart update. I usually suggest getting chart updates every 6 months, so it's very important for you to do that. This is the time to connect with familiar matters, and also to make room for major opportunities. Stick to what you know and really desire a lot, getting out of that comfort zone, desiring lots of wealth. It's going to bring lots of change. Leo, this is somewhat of a quiet month. Do things that you enjoy doing and really allow yourself to be alone with your hobbies and to just love what you're doing. It's really important that you access the inner shine and stay committed to yourself and to control your consciousness, because the sun is transiting through Capricorn. Really important that you're controlling your passions and your desires. So just be you, whoever that is. And Virgo, opportunities are going to be flowing into your inbox all throughout Capricorn season, as long as you're being service to others and not to your own ego. You want to find out where, there's chaos, and you want to avoid just on one hand, you're putting out lots of fires by others who have no idea about interdependence. So really speak your mind, confront people if you need to, and allow others to process what you're saying for a day or two before you demand any kind of action, okay? Because you're really bringing the business, but you have to really let them, give them a minute to really think about what's going on. And Libra, you want to be loved this month. Work will bring you a lot of new opportunities, and you'll need to know who you can trust and to remember who has let you down in the past. Call it what you want. It's time to really throw all the cares into the wind and make yourself seen by people that you love, okay? If you haven't left the house in a while, this could be a little bit more extreme, but you need to get some one-on-one time this season. Very important with relationships, okay? Throughout the Capricorn season. And Scorpio, transformation is the theme of this Capricorn season for you. Look at old photos and see what needs to go. It's time to clear out that closet and see what's been weighing you down and disabling your forward progress. You have a lot to offer, but when everyone around you is so frustrated, it's sort of falling on deaf ears. So see what needs to change in the background, okay? And Sagittarius, finally, challenge your habitual way of seeing things. Love is your best guide throughout the month of darkness, the Capricorn season, although the light starts to increase. So, from the winter solstice on, at least in the northern hemisphere, remember where you've started so that you can finish the projects that you're working on. Be gentle and kind with those who are trying to help you. A new love is bleeding through, and finances will improve to the degree that you shine light onto the dark corners of your mind. Ooh, very intense. So, think of getting a balancing. We want to be mindful of our bones and our spleen and everything. Let me know how this Capricorn season is going for you. Please sign up to the online workshop. You can do it for a whole month. And my name is Arik, and see you guys next time. Bye.